Hey there, how's it going? What is up, everybody? Irish Orangutan is back to pass along what you need to know to get better at Madden and grow your MUT team. Enjoy the show. Today we have another top 10 to go through. We have focused on the players that were the best defenders that have been in MUT throughout the year, and have also looked at some of those players and cards that have kind of stood out, and also potentially if there was voting for a Hall of Fame for potential players making it in, those would have potentially made it in. So make sure you go and check out those videos. But today we are focusing on the 10 best players that are in MUT on offense, and those players that can really stand out. Maybe they're a little bit better at their position, or maybe they're a little bit more viable to do a few more things. So we'll be getting things kicked off here in a second. Coming in at number 10, we have Franco Harris. He has made quite a few of my lists throughout the year. Sometime soon, it is very possible, probable that he will be having an Ultimate Legend to make his card even better, and then he might even be viable as one of the best halfbacks in the league. Definitely the best third down back. He at this point is a little bit slow to be absolutely elite at all the things. We'll be going through another player that might be a little bit slower, but can do a few more things. Foreshadowing over on the right. But Franco is still very capable of being a halfback for you. Obviously, won't fumble, can catch the ball, and is the best pass blocking halfback or fullback that is in the game. So definitely keep that in mind when you're looking at potential fillers at fullback, tight end, or halfback. And today we will not only be focusing on the best players that are at skill positions, but also at the offensive line. Brandon Sheriff is one of those players that stands out for me. He is absolutely perfect at pulling and run blocking. His pass blocking does need to be boosted a little bit with a play fake or a West Coast, and that will get that up to a 99 as well if you power him up. But if you put secure pass blocker and lead blocker on him, there's not a better right guard that you could possibly have in the league. He does have a little bit of speed behind him as well. That is boosted a little bit with some Redskins chems, but he is absolutely tremendous at his position. Coming in at number 8, we have Randy Moss, the king of the deep threat. He is absolutely tremendous at stretching the field for you, getting those high points in the red zone and coming down with them. Catching in traffic with this card obviously is boosted up, and he is absolutely tremendous at what he can do, and can just add something a little bit extra to your offense. Don't need to talk too much about him, as we all know what he can do to terrorize a defense. Coming in at number 7, we have Adrian Peterson. Obviously, is a little bit of extra boost on this specific team, since I have the 50 out of 50 Redskins going with the lineup right now. But he is absolutely dangerous. His trucking ability, along with his ability to juke spin and just run around people, is absolutely phenomenal. You do not want him catching the ball, but with some other players that you can mix in there, he is absolutely phenomenal at what he can do. He is also a little bit bigger of a back, so that helps you in some of those dice rolls or what have you when you are going up against a defender to decide if you are going to be winning, gaining a couple yards, or losing that yard. He is better at that than even a Ricky Williams. So if you would want to pair those two, it actually would look pretty good. And Ricky, with his newest cards, does have some pretty good catching. Coming in at number 6, we have JuJu Smith-Schuster. He is the newest card that everyone can go out and get with fan appreciation. Has plenty of speed behind him. You do need to power him up to get him to 99 speed, but I've been going with his 98 speed card, and it's been absolutely phenomenal. He is also kind of in line with some of those other players that are thicker and can catch the ball in traffic. Have been using him in solo battles on all Madden, and a lot of times things go against you in those regards, but he's still able to catch the ball in traffic and come down with the ball with people trying to rip it out. So I definitely would advise him. He can also run block, and he is tremendous in the strength. Sorry, we skipped past that real fast, but 83 right there, and just looking at his run blocking at a 78. So if you get him lined up straight across from somebody, he'll absolutely be able to dominate 90% of cornerbacks and actually quite a few safeties as well. So keep that in mind. He cannot spin is his big knock. You do have to power him up and do work with him a little bit to be able to get that. Coming in at number 5, a position that is a little bit odd because on the offensive line, tackles usually go to the left side if they are the superior players. So with Ultimate Legends, there's not a lot of them unless you want to play them out of position. So that leaves us with the players that play nowadays. Willie Anderson did come out for this position, but he is just dreadfully slow. So that makes you look at a Lane Johnson and a Brian ONeill. I would assume that a Lane Johnson card is coming out very soon, and he will be able to compare favorably with this ONeill, but at this point, ONeill kind of stands by himself. As you can see, his speed is absolutely upper echelon at 87. That is just absolutely nuts. And 93 strength. And with his run blocking up to 98, you could put zone run on him and get that boosted up. But I use play fake, and that gets his pass blocking finesse and power both upper echelon there as well. So you really could not ask for more at a right tackle. So if you get that Sheriff and ONeill, you can take care of two positions that there are not very many elite players and as out for you. Coming in at number 4, we have Barry Sanders, an absolute dynamo out of the backfield. Just that speed, acceleration, agility, just coming stock. It's absolutely crazy to see. His carrying with a little bit of zone run gets him up there as well. Not the trucking back, but put him at punt and kickoff returner. Just look at what he was able to do at Oklahoma State, and you can see that he is tremendous at that as well. But he is just my favorite running back to run with. I'm sure if you get him back there, as you probably have had him at one point in the year, you can definitely attest to that and definitely just get him on the field and let him work for you. He's just scary. I was playing that Ultimate Legends solo, the last one for this week, and now that he is back there, you just have to kind of watch out because if he breaks that first tackle, he is going to be gone. I know that can be said about a lot of players, but he just seems to play a little bit quicker than others. Quicker is definitely the best word. Maybe not faster, but definitely quicker. Coming in at number 3, the best fullback in the game and arguably one of the best tight ends in the game. If you want to put him there, he can be your best third down back. Kyle Juszczyk is a tremendous football player in the game and in real life. With that 98 lead block, I do have him souped up with sprinter and zone runs, so these aren't going to be his base stats. Don't want to tell you that, but I do not have him powered up at this point, so if I do that at some point, his lead blocking will be able to get up to that 99, and impact blocking is tremendous. Have the lead block and elite route runner on him, and you really could not ask for more at that position. He is tremendous at what he does, and I definitely would advise picking him up as quick as possible. Coming in at number 2, we have Terrell Owens. We currently do not have him in a lineup as we do have the blended Redskins team in. He kind of took the spot of JuJu as my running blocker, wide receiver. Just kind of the newer player. Just wanted to test him out a little bit. I do like what I see with JuJu, but with Terrell Owens, you do have that spin move along with that. His speed gets up to that 98 if you power him up. Again, gets to that 99. He can be your jump ball receiver. He's 6'3", so adds a couple inches to that. But JuJu and Terrell Owens, if you're going to be running the football quite a bit, you have to have them as your wide receivers if you're not playing a tight end out there. A Kittle or Vernon Davis are good options, but you won't have to monkey with your lineup once you get in there. So I definitely would advise those two players. Terrell Owens and JuJu also catch over the middle tremendously well. So if you're just passing the ball 10 times a game and you just really need them to be able to catch the ball, I would definitely advise those two wide receivers. And coming in at number one, he has been the number one player on many lists for many people throughout this Mutt season since he has retired. Rob Gronkowski, he is just absolutely elite. 6'6" is just something that just stands out. The tribute card for Gronkowski and Julius Peppers. I've talked about this before, but they have just went out and grabbed the best stats from any of the years that they have been playing and add them into the card, and just makes their current card absolutely outstanding. And with physical stats kind of standing out more, I mean, height and size, towards the end of the year, Gronkowski is a perfect fit for any offense. That tribute card is tremendous. You can go out and get that with training at this point if you do go through the power process. So I definitely would advise that if you don't have him, because that card is very, very expensive and training is very cheap. But there are quite a few expensive cards along that path. But Gronkowski will be able to do everything you want, and you can build an offense just around him, especially if you're running the ball. He blocks like an offensive lineman, as you can see, 93 run blocking, but he can also be absolutely dominant in your passing game as well. That is what we have for today, the top 10 offensive phenoms in Mutt to end the year. Let me know down below if there are any players that you think I need to kind of swap out in this list, or if there are any players that have been playing exceptionally well for you throughout the year. That's what we have for today. Take care, and I wish you all the best. Thank you for checking into the Irish Orangutan channel. Keep coming back for more Madden knowledge. There will be consistent videos up every week, so make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button to see them all. Come by Twitch to engage and hit me up on Twitter at Irish Orangutan. Take care and much love, everybody.